It's time. The class trial is about to begin. Who do you think killed the femboy? Prepare to find out in this thrilling episode of Danganronpa Ball Z. Without any more waiting, please enjoy.
Ahem. Burp included. So is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toka's not here. And Toka is... You really don't remember?
Come on.
Kidding, I'm kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? He's a crucial part of this class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out of her room kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. And just like that, and just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toka behind him. Yeah! I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you drag a girl around. Terrible! You're terrible! Whew, now that everyone's here. Alright then, hustle into the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, calm, and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that? And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, my deadly nuts. A deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense. A deadly fate, a deadly class trial.
Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon.
Yeah!
Fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
Oh, I didn't mean to click that.
According to the Monokuma file, it's a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Huh.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Nope. You buffoon!
No, that's wrong.
Break.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
Uh-huh.
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell.
That's
far
true.
As I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is
He already knows. He's so smart.
For real?
Chihiro's killer is
Me.
the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been unlocked. Non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yeah, I don't know what these are. For these debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines. So think of them as obstacles. Okay, so I just have to be smart. Oh! Oh, it's great. I'm playing on easy. I don't have any white noise. Awesome! Ah, I wonder who it could be.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure.
I didn't mean to shoot there. I'm glad that didn't count. That would have been a pain.
Impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no...
There is proof.
No, that's wrong.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
Because I'm a genius.
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it?
Oh, weird
What's
cap.
something like that doing in the library?
No, that's wrong.
It is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail.
It's a dialogue.
there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Yo.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken. Ha 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 ha. Got it.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this
Dude, I'm
are
so
the
smart.
higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
Uh-huh.
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials...
Oh, true.
There's only one logical answer
Little
I
saucy.
can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way.
Yes,
You
fucking
said
way.
Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko. Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
Just fucking drops the knowledge bomb.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Don't like.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out. Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all
How'd you know this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story.
He's about to leak the
She
tea.
said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a
Get
disappointment.
swindled.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
He's such a dick. What do you mean? He's just gaming, dude. Toka's body suddenly lunged backwards. As a thud echoed across the courtroom, the next sound.
Well, hello there. Is it me you were hoping to see? What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better
Yo!
Genocide
She's a murderer!
What the fuck is this?
What happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
That's such an optimistic look on it. You love to see it. This, the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Ha! Swindled.
It's not true?
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless.
This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed.
Uh-huh.
Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined.
Yeah. That would have
So she
sucked.
had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Sometimes you have a bad day and murder over 1,000 people. We all have bad days. Very true. Sometimes you just gotta go on a killing spree.
I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit!
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre
Sometimes you just gotta kill people, you know?
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Like, that's just how life works.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah, I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
True.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
Uh-huh.
Give it up. You killed her.
Okay, so it is just the one.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect
There is a way to speed it up.
Perhaps if you had an alibi,
No,
that
no,
would
not
change things.
shooting that.
Oh, an alibi, huh?
I can't remember what it is.
When you compare your past murders to
But
this,
there is a button
the modus operandi matches completely.
to
No!
speed up those sections.
Well then, human garbage,
Damn, that's mean.
I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything.
Uh-huh. I love Italy.
Chihiro. It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Uh-huh.
This is no creation of mine.
Damn, she called it amateur
Or let me
work.
rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Oh. Yeah, there's a difference. It's in Venom's fictal. I got it!
For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way.
Shout out to Italy, you know?
According
Very
to the
cool the
case
way
file,
Italy does
They
the
were
whole
all
Italy thing.
apparently killed with a
Yeah.
pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Uh-huh.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, thanks for the follow.
Different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Yeah, pesto sauce!
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrist.
Uh-huh.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically,
It was the
Here's a
the
razor
scissors. I almost said
scissors.
knives. That would have just been incorrect.
I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders.
Nice to follow.
arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional.
Yo,
I'm very
base
picky about
professional
the
serial
tools I
killer.
And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
She is a pro.
Were you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little
Uh-huh.
girl.
Huh. Let's see. There's a pattern surrounding Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. If you look at the names of our victim, you'll notice is I think I figured it out.
I got it!
I got it!
Is it because Chihiro
Hero was a
girl?
Bingo, bullseye, right on the money!
Uh-huh.
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Uh-huh. They're all dudes. They're all dudes that got hit with the yoinky sploinky.
I can't help it. I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the movie side hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged man madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Uh-huh.
Chefs suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
I respect the food
Too much
references.
passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and
One of them was
only.
14. I mean, well,
We get it.
they're
You
dead.
clearly explained your
So-
hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it.
It's not like she did anything. She just killed them.
When you're forced to kill in order to
You know, that's...
Quiet, lolly car!
It's not really weird, champ. It's just somebody that's
I
dead.
never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And
Just a big fan of gutting people.
kill to survive. Why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
Mm-hmm.
That does make some amount of sense. Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors.
She's a fan of her work. She's a master of the craft.
Heavy dumbbell. Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors.
Free my girl. She did nothing wrong this time.
I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Wabam!
Da-da-da-da!
She's got the drip.
She's fully equipped. That's right. So I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you.
She's got the drip.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. The rope's totally out of the question anyway.
Ain't that crazy?
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Baby boozle.
He really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat.
Talk about here saying strap. She really is. You know about to unpack a seam? She has her utensils on hand. It is a multi-versatile situation. Nini has to select somebody, and, well...
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
you'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents.
That's right.
Internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Huh.
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Well.
Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her. So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it.
Uh-huh.
The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
Uh-huh.
When would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now,
You were always
you were
sus.
acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange. Wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy,
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say?
Yes.
The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
on the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it?
I'll tell you
Share with the rest of the class.
after I do this mini game. A new elements has been added in non-stop debates. Truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. Blah, blah, blah. If we don't have the answer, we use a truth bullet. Well, we have to be smart. Don't be dumb. Dumbass smiley face.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that.
Yeah. These nuts!
Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because you
Aha!
the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are
I'm not
you?
finished,
There
Byakuya.
must be more to it.
I'll figure it out, I swear.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it.
Kyoko!
We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again?
Yeah,
When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors.
that's true,
I
she
use
does.
the same scissors to arrange the body.
Uh-huh.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Uh-huh.
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Good shout, Hifumi.
Where'd you get it from, huh?
Yeah.
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
That's not true! You lying son of a bitch! I'll have your head for this!
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension
Dun,
cord,
dun, dun!
An extension cord?
Nani?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you?
Damn,
The
swindled.
same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder.
That's right.
And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine
That's
any other
right, maybe.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
There's something that's still bothering me.
It was a good movie, hype.
And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime.
Yeah.
Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Yeah. Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right?
Respect the drip.
Are you sure?
Yo!
Isn't it possible
You can't
that
even get out of it.
Down.
The important thing I
How
needed to do.
disappointing.
Here you go.
What kind of
Yo,
question
thank you for the
is
4
that?
months. Much
Even in the
appreciated. You
world
driven
of
down. Twitch
disappointments,
Prime,
this
baby.
is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that.
Uh-huh.
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Uh-huh.
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
Yeah.
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all.
I do, because I'm a fucking genius.
I believe I do.
Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? You fucking idiot. When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya had been nothing but confident up until now. Maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
The proof that she was killed somewhere
It's a musical
else is
about Washington
the
Heights.
poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Just the story of one area. Oh, interesting.
Proof is some posters?
Yeah.
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. Don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a
At the end of the day, the boobs are what's saving us.
I bet those massive gems of hers were totally.
Meanwhile, the boys'
Dude, the
locker
boobs are
room
coming in clutch mad right now,
of the
boys.
Super popular boy band Tornado.
BTS.
Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys'
I was
locker
going to be stage musical of it.
So
That makes sense.
that maybe the posters were switched?
Yes.
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
Yeah.
You're referring to my protein coffee.
Uh-huh.
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet.
That's
But
true.
I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
It's not that the strain, fuck. It was moved. I can't speak. Hold on. Where's the fucking go? Okay. I have evidence. I just can't English it.
The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away.
I'm not a dumbass. I
In
swear.
fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet. In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body.
Uh-huh.
By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime?
Uh-huh.
An even bigger question. If the murder did take
I'm just
place
like
in the boys' locker
dyslexic as
room,
fuck. Don't worry. Hey, it
then
happens
how
to the
did
best of
Chihiro
us.
get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
That's true.
To
Ah!
get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook.
The bigger secret is unraveling, chat.
But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah, I got it.
Game changer. What's up, Guardian?
She must have hacked her e-handbook.
Listen. I'm good at this game. I swear. I'm a gamer. I'm MLG Pro in this shit.
No, I don't think that's it.
Professional video gamer and shit. That's all I gotta say.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
For fuck's sake! No!
You can get into the boys' locker room, no problem.
Fuck! I meant the. You didn't see that.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys'
So,
locker room somehow?
what's up with you guys?
I got it. She must have hacked her e-handbook. She
What's
was the
up,
ultimate
dudes?
programmer, after all.
I'm hand-eye coordination. That's me.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing
No,
that was in the.
Luna, you don't have to bully me too. Listen, it's not my fault. Look, I'll get it this time.
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
See? I got it. First try. One ding.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook
First try. So easy.
Why not?
because Leon's handbook was broken.
Don't say after 10 years. Don't call me old. I'm coordinated.
Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
First try, baby. That's all I gotta say.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one.
Easy mode.
In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
That's true.
Yup, yup, yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
Uh-huh.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Burren is so old. Gotta put him in a home soon. This arthritis is getting too bad. Can't aim for shit. Fucking hate it here.
Hold on a second.
Kirigiri!
I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in.
It's about to be a big switch up.
So,
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
what?
Nani?
Talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see.
Field trip!
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Okay.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands? No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the
Forgiveth.
intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief pair, Sakura began to quietly examine
Be
the
sure
body.
to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
This is... What is this?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
Is what?
Is what?
a boy.
That's right!
I see. So,
She is a he!
actually, he.
He has a penis!
Thank you for confirming this fact.
A cock! A long John Silver's!
I wouldn't joke about this.
That's a boy, chat.
It's really true?
You've been caught in 4K.
Chihiro was...
You were shrimping over
Oh, what?
a femboy.
No. Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Makes sense.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
Who's saying who is beef?
So then,
Chihiro, because
there should be no
Chihiro
issue with Makoto's initial
has a
assessment.
penis. Chihiro's a dude.
The victim was killed in the boys' locker room and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
Uh-huh.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
Damn.
It bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct.
Good
for the time
time.
being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit.
He's
I
not
just
the
happened
culprit.
to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Who the fuck is Mark?
I find it very
I don't
hard to
know.
believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now.
Why did you mess with the corpse of your friend?
More important.
I don't want to tell you.
You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
No!
No, it's wrong. I believe
I'm
someone
so
else did see
smart.
the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Aha!
You had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag.
Uh-huh.
And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Better get going. I'm in kind of a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was
In a hurry.
But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with
Uh-huh.
somebody, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
That's true.
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
Uh-huh.
Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
I shall think with my brain.
Sure about that. You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we
Chat,
don't?
I believe. We can save the day.
Why? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Shit.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
I think if this one's a truth bullet, I can't remember for sure.
Why did he
But
choose the specific
that's the
tracksuit
thing we
that he
need to
did?
kind of figure out.
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
Is this one not a highlight thingy? Then I'll just Celeste account as his ass.
It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
I can't remember when is a truth and when's not.
The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, but this is it then. This.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Yeah, Mondo.
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then I assume he headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color.
Ah!
Why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact,
Wow!
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
the only one I told about any of this was you.
Well, this is an awfully
Mondo,
suspicious
how did you
occurrence.
know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began the investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Uh-huh.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Well, Mondo.
But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met.
Are you dumb? Stupid dumb, huh?
Yeah, thanks for the tier 1 madness. Much appreciated.
It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
The debate.
That's right.
The fucking debate.
However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth.
No, I never did.
To treat me like a goddamn criminal.
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Yo. That must belong to... It's mine. Yeah, that's what it is.
I got it!
Totally,
You
it's
know
mine.
Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold
That's
some
crazy
clue
he
about
found
the
it.
culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall.
I died.
For all the audience. That is a remarkably high failure
I give the
rate.
super hover ultra suck vacuum sloppy toppy 3000 to
There might
Freddy.
be some kind of mystery
That's the
in there
episode I'm waiting
somewhere.
for.
How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
There's only one possible way. By hitting its weak point.
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
Uh-huh.
The handbook is supposed to never break, and 2 of them broke in quick succession.
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness.
Yeah.
You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
If I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well.
That's true.
I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will...
It's an iPhone!
Totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
Uh-huh!
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Uh-huh!
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
No! It had to be the one who wore all their clothes in the sauna. It was... the one and only... Mondo Wada!
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all
Sauna
wrong.
Bros
He was
betrayed.
never killed. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt,
If what he says is correct,
the Broken E handbook. That would have to be it.
your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, it's wrong. The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think
Class
Mondo
president type guy.
swapped
Oh,
his handbook
Byakuya?
for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's.
Here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
That's true.
It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong.
That's who I sound like?
You are wrong. You have to be wrong.
You are wrong. You have to be wrong.
Just said it's wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Uh-huh.
First, let's take
First
a look
thing
back to
first,
before the
we were smoking crack in the back of the warehouse. pumping
Last night,
needles,
Celeste
bro.
saw Chihiro in the
Then
warehouse.
Celeste caught us. Worried about her being a
Time,
fucking
she was
snitch.
apparently stuffing something into
Stuffing
the
my
duffel bag.
cocaine back into my duffel bag. Skedaddling the absolute fuckerino out of there.
That something was a blue
Was
tracksuit.
blue
You can
crystal
confirm this, right,
meth.
Celeste?
Hiding the crystal meth, ashamed of the drug addiction. We
Bag in hand,
skedaddle
Chihiro headed
out of
out,
there.
Even though it was officially nighttime.
Leaving the scene.
She made her way to the locker room. Specifically, the boys' locker room.
Because I'm gonna go do crack with the homies in the boys' locker room.
Access the boys' locker room.
Very true. That's right, Sneakerino.
Simple. Because she was really a he.
And
which is
he
why he
was a
able to
crack
use his own
fiend.
handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room.
Mm-hmm. Yo!
Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
We couldn't have. They found out Chihiro was secretly wearing a wire.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell.
And because snitches get stitches, the savior of the crack had to put matters into his own
and
dumbbells.
attacked him.
Skadooshed.
And that's where the bloodstains on
Mhm.
the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
Never expect the Spanish Inquisition. Realizing he just painted all over the damn floor.
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
It was just a little smackerino. And decided do a little redecorations. You know, getting clean of all the cocaine in the system.
First,
Gotta
pulling
change
the
up the
bloodstains.
locale. Gotta keep things fresh.
Then,
That's
removing
key.
the bloody poster,
Now to change
and
it up.
finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course.
That's true. But dead people leave behind property, which we can steal. Aha!
After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed
That's
in the
so
main hall.
true.
Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Aha!
And that's exactly how the killer did it.
With finesse, the drugs have
Carpet
been
in the
hidden.
poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of
Easy.
the boys' and
Switcherino,
girls'
true
locker room
magician.
in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things.
But no!
Yakuya discovered the body and decided to
Intervene.
in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Yakuya just kind of got bored, dude. Like, that's the honest truth.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the
He's trying to,
wall,
you know, make
and
things
then he got to
interesting.
work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
Yeah.
Then,
Chihiro's
using the victim's
Jesus!
own blood, he
Yo!
left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade,
That's right, Jesus is a femboy.
the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
Aha!
And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna.
It's Beefus.
And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook.
Aha!
And that's how it all played out.
The story of the crack and the painter.
Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Can't say Jesus without the E. You mean Mondo, who is sus?
Wait. No. This can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof.
I just gave you my evidence.
Proof? You can't pin any of this on him.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
But...
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up. Go ahead.
Yo, it's a games. How you doing?
Get it over with. Ask.
Went on S rank because I messed up on some things.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
He's guilty. Killer.
Unbelievable.
Hirotaka chose the wrong answer? No. No. I refuse to believe it. There's no way. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it? The story of murder this time is a sad story between two men. For anyone who doesn't want to hear it, you can hear the control key and fast forward next. That's okay. We'll hear it. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy? He had heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and bury himself further and further into his own weakness. To take on that fragile form of a petite young girl, he had chosen this as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken a deep root inside of him, and it was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew larger and larger. I'm weak. Weak. Oh, he's saying. Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secret. Which, of course, included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. And if it was revealed, it would be the end. The hardness shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured out being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent them spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet,
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things this way. So maybe I can talk about it later? After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of his discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
that's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that I'll be someone says even though you're a boy, it'll be okay. I'll get better. And with that thought and in front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day, he made a commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retain his mind and body, or to retrain. But sadly, that would be his first and only chance at it, or he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it might be good to ask for someone's help. He wanted to tell a person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to,
Yeah, that's right.
it was me. Yep, it sure was! The biker gang fella had painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. Such a hero probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would have made him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro just always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went to ask Mondo to help him become strong. They just forgot to switch the name tag. That was his aspiration. And he thought that with only Mondo's support, he would be able to come close to that. That's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room.
Indeed.
That's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he had made to Chihiro. But how does a moving a body keep his secret? Because if everyone knew he had been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room. Mondo did all of that to keep the promise he had made to Chihiro, who he also killed? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know. While we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? The embarrassing memory. The secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother! Mondo, the ultimate bike gang leader, makes the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother, by the name Daika Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Dayada that Mondo ever got a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was the only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of a starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, his charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before you knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two. his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. Then Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday. His brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers from the other gang members. Which is why I gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what. I gotta win. I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. And one of the nights in his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. And the kid brother pushed ahead with reckless ambition, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly, lying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. Yo, what's up, Alana? My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course he knew it wasn't his brother's fault. But Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Yeah, this whole thing is a fucking JoJo reference. Because it's the team, you and me, put together. Promise between men. In order to keep the gang together and the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. As a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his big brother. Daya was going to lose to this kid, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. Yeah, what's up, Alana? How are you doing? Savior is here, bless. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter what, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At this point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. Not my fault someone in chat called me a god, based. That happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother worked to create would have been destroyed. His death and the guilt I've been carrying around, it would have all been for nothing. So that's why. Monzo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with all kinds of crazy uneasiness, and my head just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. Wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that funny uneasiness turned itself into a raw hard lump of anxiety, way down to my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. Waffles over pancakes? I agree. Alana's got a god complex now. Shit. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me all of a sudden? Huh? Because, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you'd...
But
You're right, but...
I want to change.
He said it. I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I had been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihira's strength. He had all the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. You know a guy that works at Pixar? Bust? Bust-based? Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? I was supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Why did you have to tell me all that? Why are you trying to rub my failure in my face? I can read.
I just wanted to.
I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. I'm strong. I'm strong. And he's gonna beat the kid to death. Strong, 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 strong. And he fucking pummels him. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch.
It's stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was lying at my feet, covered in blood. I had a dumbbell in my hand, and I was staring at him, down on the ground. Hey!
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always.
He's got the audio from here.
And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
That's true. Look at him. You see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past. For a memory. For that, he killed another human. Cold blood. You bastard. Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead and say that again. I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want, is what I want to say. But unfortunately, I can't do that right now because it's time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing? You mean execution?
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
Chat, get cozy. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Yeah!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Sag. I'd cry. Punishment time. Damn, Monokuma looking good. Kind of stylish with the hairdo. It is pretty drippy. Yeah, crank some 90s. Yeah! Man, I'm dead.
pancakes are great too.
You know what? Madness, you're right. I agree, pancakes are great. But you know what goes great with pancakes? Let me tell you. The one thing that goes great with pancakes, in my opinion, it would have to be butter. Mondo butter. See, he's making the sound more. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course, he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of our game? Byakuya. You're completely insane. You know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Don't you realize that?
Well darn. If that execution doesn't make a dude hungry for some flapjacks. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and look forward to the deluge of Danganronpa Ball Z content to come. Have a nice day and peace.